So you went to Tribal Seeds was your or that era was that your first era working with like big time bands like that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that was my walk in. So, the first time I ever did it, I worked with Andrew WK one time.
Oh, dude.
Because of Eric Payne. Eric Payne plays in
That's awesome.
He's like, come out with me and I'll show you what's up, because I was starting to hear about it. And I started telling him, he's like, come out, I'll show you the ropes. So I did Andrew WK very first time.
The I Get Wet, was it the I Get Wet tour?
I I think it was just honestly a random tour at the Orpheum when the stage was like up to your chest. You know?
Okay, yeah.
It was one of those things. And we randomly did it just one show. And then after that, that's when I flew out there and did that whole thing. And then I flew out. He flew me to California. They picked me up from the airport. And I was the driver tech the whole time, and that was it. And I just got thrown right into it and just figured it out from there.
That sounds like, man, it sounds like radio, actually. That's literally how it happened with me.
Get your feet wet,
Yeah,
see if you can swim,
like,
boy.
hey, don't fuck up the brakes.
That's it, dude. Scott from Stick. He bought a monitor, a Behringer X32, while on the road, right?
Yeah.
And he was like, "Yeah, we're gonna have in-ears now." I'm like, I don't know how to work a board or anything, you know.
God.
Or at the time I did. And then he's like, "No, you got this." Like he backed me up the whole time. Great supporter, man. He's a great supporter. He put me in the thing. He goes, "You can do it, man."
That is honestly, that's how you grow. Like if you have somebody that's a leader like that will say, "Hey, it's all right, you got this," and kind of give you bumpers.
Yeah.
So you can have the fake it till you make it.
Absolutely.
is very applicable in this particular case.
Absolutely, and that's exactly what it was. My friend.
Yeah.
You know,
because at the end of the day, one of my favorite radio people, one of my good friends, the 5 Minute Professor, he says the worst day in radio, and same with entertainment, is that nobody dies. Yeah. You know, the worst thing that can happen in your life in radio, like at the end of your shift, nobody died, right? What's the worst that happened? You went off air? Did anybody die? No. Actually, in my case, somebody did die on the air. Well, no, not on the air. It was in between shows. They were waiting to get on the air.
Oh, dear Lord.
It was right after when Shannon Burke and I were working together.
Uh-huh.
Wow. Yeah. This guy, his name was George Crosley, who was a pastor, like a televangelist type pastor, moved from that to being like a libertarian talk show guy. Okay. Did some TV stuff. He had a show at in the evening time, like right after we did a drive time show. They did the evening time, and we get off the air, and we're prepping for the next day's show, and we're like, "Where the hell is George? Anybody know where George is?" "Oh, I don't know where George is." "Well, they're 3 minutes till airtime." "Oh, well, let's walk around and see if we can." We found him Elvis'd out in the in the bathroom.
The can. Damn,
yeah, dude, it was bad.
Wow.
That was that was a.
Something like that. We actually had somebody die on tour once.
Jesus.
Yeah, it was a driver, and the guy he
wasn't driving at the time, was he?
The original Wailers.
Of the original Wailers?
The original Wailers, yeah. We were doing one with the original Wailers.
Shit.
I think this was with Tribal, but yeah, the man.
God damn, dude.
The dude was cool as hell, man, too. But they found him. They were like trying to knock on his door, get him to go. Like, it's bus call, it's time to roll.
Yeah,
and they got in there, and he was croaked out on his bed.
Holy shit, dude.
Croaked out on his bed, man.
Man, at least it was on his bed,
Yeah, he rested,
If I'm gonna go, I'd rather go in my sleep.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. That's the peaceful way to go. So I hear. I've never done it, so
Yeah, I've never croaked, so
never been there, so I don't know. So, damn, dude, you have those are some wild stories. Tribal. If you gave me 100 tries of bands that Ryan Thorne has worked with. I would have used all 100 and then some, and never gotten to Tribal Seeds.
No, then those are the homies too. We almost got arrested in Virginia together because they smelt weed on the bus, and the bus driver let them on. They arrested all of us.
What?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
They arrested all of us. Dude, we've been through a lot, man. We've been through a lot together.
So back in the day, there was a band called The Ludacris, who became Norma Jean.
Oh.
They were called. I
didn't know that was the original name.
The original name was The Ludacris. They were and they had just changed names. And they were in Melbourne. They happened to be staying at a friend of mine's condo. And Solid State Records paid for our Denny's meal at the end of the night. It was very awesome. We decide to go to the condo, and the Norma Jean boys are those are wild boys. Mm-hmm. They had 1,200 bottle rockets in the trailer.
Hell yeah!
And they were like, "Hey, let's shoot each other with bottle rockets in the middle of the beach." And I was like, "Say what?"
Say less.
Yeah, so I was like, "All right, let's fucking do this." So we go down to the beach. It's probably midnight, 1 o'clock in the morning. It's after a show, maybe 2 o'clock in the morning, and we're shooting bottle rockets at each other. This is back before their lead singer. This is the old lead singer. This is Josh Scoggin, who went on to do The Chariot and 68.
Yeah.
So he was the original member, the original Norma Jean lead singer. I shot him in the back. Somebody shot me in the wrist. And then like at some point I took a break and I'm like, I'm going to go get some drinks. I grab a couple other guys and we go get drinks across the street. I come back and one of them, a Scotty maybe, I don't know who it was. They run back from the beach going, "Dude, I thought he was you." And I was like, "Who?" He's like, "The cop." I was like, "The fucking cop?"
Oh my gosh. Tell me. Please tell me.
Apparently what happened is as we were getting drinks, a cop showed up, went to the beach because, I don't know, there were a bunch of grown men shooting bottle rockets
small
at each
civil
other.
war happening.
Exactly. And this dude sees the guy, thinks it's me, points the bottle rocket at him. The guy says, "You better point that shit elsewhere." Heard that it wasn't me. Points it toward the beach.
She's like, "Ha!"
Yeah. And apparently they almost got arrested.
Wow.
For shooting bottle rockets. So we went back upstairs. We hung out, and we hung out till sunrise. I mean, I remember it was a great time. It was one of the wildest, coolest times.
Yeah, that's a good thing they didn't. Then.
Bro, well, they had a show in
the
Jacksonville the next day.
Yeah,
and
that's a buzzkill, man.
Yeah, yeah, and they were on the come up at this point. Like they were actually like getting. This is solid. They were well into the Solid State era, but like this is like when like their first album as Norma Jean had come out, and it was so good.